What's up, everybody? This is Harry Bernard Taylor coming at you once again with the Straight Up Wrestling Podcast show. I'm doing this show solo today. I don't have my man Michael King, the Asian Sensation, with me. I don't have my man Christopher Burton, the People's Podcaster. They both have some scheduling things that's going on, and they have work outside of the show right now. So I'm gonna go at it alone and talk about some of the things that we have missed in the past week in wrestling. Big week in wrestling. We all know that CM Punk returned. He returned on AEW Rampage. A huge return, probably one of the biggest in history. Got to be anywhere from 3 to 1. The whole crowd was 100% behind him. Man, he got in there and he did his thing. Sat down in the middle of the ring, could have talked the whole show and could have entertained everyone. And then the next night we had see that WWE had it's one of his big pay-per-views. It had SmackDown. I mean, not SmackDown. They had SummerSlam, and they countered. Vince countered. He brought some people in that we haven't seen in a while. Becky Lynch showed up. Then we had Brock Lesnar show up. So, hey. So, he must be looking at AEW as competition when he said it wasn't competition. So, let's talk about WWE SmackDown. Jey Uso defeated Rey Mysterio. I give that match a 3.5. Then we had Baron Corbin defeated Kevin Owens by DQ. I'll go ahead and give that match a 3-star. Then we had Shotzi and Notes. Shotzi and dang, wow, I might be wrong on Knox. I think it's Knox. Shotzi and Knox, they beat Natalya and Tamina, and to me that was a shocker. I'll go ahead and give that match. Let me give it 3.5 stars. Edge. Edge message to Seth Rollins, and Edge basically pretty much he poured out his heart there and talked about how he has to go into a deep, dark place, to come out against Seth Rollins, and he talked about some of the things, some of his fears and all that as he came back from his injury. So then we had Montez Ford versus Otis. Man, what a beatdown. Otis beat him down. Montez Ford, he tried in this match, man. He gave it his best shot, but it was a serious beatdown. And Montez Ford, he come out there, he looked like he was in some pajama bottoms to me, and he had his hands taped like he was a boxer and kind of, slapped Otis around a little bit and did some little boxing things. But hey, he should have been in there training with a real boxer, because he should have stayed away from Otis, because once Otis got a hold of him, we knew what was going to go down. Then we had my man, Shinsuke Nakamura with Rick Boogs versus Apollo Crews and Commander Aziz, which, it was a basic match. It was okay, man. I really enjoy Shinsuke Nakamura, and it was great to see Rick Boogs in the ring, see what he could do. I mean, the man has great power, and they were saying if you follow this man on YouTube, you'll get to see that him lifting weights and really getting his power game up. And hey, he used it in this match, and he got the pin against Apollo Crews. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that a 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars on that match. Then we had Bianca Belair versus Zelina Vega and Carmella. Bianca Belair, man, she really went out there and she put together a strong match, and you could tell that she was coming back for revenge for what Zelina Vega and Carmella did when they came out on that contract signing with Sasha Banks, and tried to rob her of that. Well, jumped her, and pretty much, I mean, she was ready for that. She threw the contract at them, and then she jumped on them. She was taking care of them, but Sasha came and got her from behind, and we know what happened then. But Bianca Belair, she smashed Zelina and Carmelo in this match. I'll give that match a 4-star. I make that's a 4-star match. And then we had Cena and Reigns in the face-off, which was a very good face-off. Reigns, man, he keeps his composure. He doesn't try to get too busy and try to match John Cena in this face-to-face with words, which is good. Because John Cena, man, he's really good with his words, and I mean, he's known for eating Roman Reigns up one time in the past before. He ate him up in interviews and face-offs before. So hey, we got to give it to Roman Reigns, man. He done well, and he did well in that. And so I'm gonna go ahead and give a 5-star on the face-off. It was pretty good. Then, man, we had Rampage. So we're gonna go to Rampage. Like I said, the United Center had a little bit over 15,000 in there. I think it was 15,300, 15,003, something like that. But they called it a sellout, which it can hold a lot more than that. But as for wrestling with all the props and everything, it was basically a sellout. And CM Punk came out there, man. He rocked the house, started Rampage off very well, and man, and we see CM Punk is a problem. He is a problem. I mean, he's a big name, man, that expanded a little bit farther than what wrestling is. I mean, people outside of wrestling knew who he was because I didn't watch. Like I say, I stopped watching wrestling basically for the last 20 years. I really didn't watch, but I knew the name. I knew who CM Punk was. Just like I knew who a lot of the other, some of the other big name stars. I knew who John Cena was before he got into Hollywood. So, and I knew who Daniel Bryan was, and people like that. So these guys was still a big name, and CM Punk probably one of the biggest out of all of them, besides, like say, John Cena within the last 20 years. But CM Punk, man, is right there, and so him coming out there and doing what he did, Vince definitely took notice, and I'm sure Vince and the rest of the WWE brass was checking that out, man. But after CM Punk got out of the ring, and told everybody, hey, pick up your ice cream bars as you leave. That was a nice thing that he did. He bought everybody ice cream. And I heard that he's the one who actually paid for the ice cream. It doesn't matter. Even if, AEW chipped in, or maybe the ice cream vendor or whoever it was, Good Humor or whoever, man, that was giving this thing out on a tax break or whatever. It was great for everybody to get ice cream, especially on a hot night. But we'll go on to the matches, man. We had Private Party versus Jurassic Express. I really don't care for neither one of the teams, to tell you the truth. I'm not a Private Party fan, but those guys can be a little entertaining in the ring, just as Jurassic Express. What's the name? Perry's kid, Jack Perry, a talented young man. I don't think he's where everybody else thought he was a couple months ago, and this is where I thought he'd end up being as far as in the shuffle. He's mixed up in the shuffle, but I do like his lizard man or his Jurassic man, his Tyrannosaurus or whatever you want to call him. I know I said that wrong, but whatever you want to call him, I like him. He's a big, powerful guy, man, and he adds something to the match. He adds a lot to the team. But, I'm not going to take away from Jungle Boy's talent. He is a talented guy, and I can't take away from Private Party because they do some exciting things in that ring. It's just I don't care for neither one of these teams, to be quite honest. But Jurassic Express, they took the match, man, and, I'll go ahead and give the match a 3.5 star. Then we had 3.5 stars. Then we had Jade Cargill versus Kiara Hogan, which was a quick match. Jade Cargill, she's pretty much overpowered Kiara Hogan, and this Jade Cargill, man, I really like her. I like what she has, and I like what she brings to the table. She has a lot of strength, man. She has a lot of athleticism. So she's one of these people that's going to continue to move up, I think, in this business, as long as she get out there and work. Long as she get out there and work and do her thing, man, she's going to continue to improve. So I really like what they're doing with her, and I look forward to seeing more with her. So I'm going to go ahead and give that match a 4-star. John Moxley versus Daniel Garcia. That was a pretty good match, man. Daniel Garcia, very talented guy, very technical. But Jon Moxley, you know, he's a bruiser, and he knows the game, man. He's a great wrestler. I think Jon Moxley won the match. I'll go ahead and give that match. I'll give that match to 4 star, 4 stars, and then CM Punk ended up on the scene in that at the end of that match. Hey, Rampage overall, I give it because of the significance of it, I'll go ahead and give it a 4.5 star. So I'll give it a 4.5. It came off really well, and CM Punk, I mean, like I said, he jumped the thing off, and it's a night for everybody to remember. Everybody that was in the United Center, let's go ahead and give it a 5, man. Let's go ahead and give it a 5. That's a straight up wrestling show. Gives that a 5. Give that 5 stars, man, because of CM Punk and the significance that it's brought to the history of wrestling, especially this year, man. After this pandemic and everything, we all needed to see something like that, and man, he's going to be a force to reckon with, as long as he continues to wrestle and stay in it, and stay away from the injuries and all that. So hey, that's it for Rampage. And if you're on Facebook, you know what to do. Comment, share, like, leave some comments on some of the things that I'm talking about. Let me know. Let us know what you think about CM Punk returning, how excited you are about that. And I know you already probably been talking about that, but we kind of a little bit late to the game, but we want to know exactly what you're thinking, and what situations that maybe the company should put him in, and is he going to be a heel, or is Darby Allin's going to be the heel? Because he's about to go into a little thing with Darby Allin, and will Sting get involved with this thing, man? And is it gonna bring Sting down a little bit by being an associate of Darby Allin, man, and going against CM Punk, who's red hot right now? So hey, this is something that remains to be seen. But we're gonna go ahead and go into WWE SummerSlam, man. Hey, wasn't a bad night, but this right here, SummerSlam, man, as far as the shows, the matches, very good matches. But this show right here showed me that Vince, he had his hand on the button. He had his mind completely on AEW and CM Punk and what they were doing, because man, he pulled out all the stops in this show. He really did pull out all the stops in the show. But we had Big E. He defeated Baron Corbin. I gave that match a 3 star. Then we had RK Bro. They defeated AJ Styles and Omos for the title. I give the match a 3.5. But I was really entertained with the match. It's just something about AJ Styles. I mean, he's very talented, and he's here with Omos. Not saying Omos doesn't have any talent, but Omos is just a big, strong bruiser. That's pretty much what he is. And when you're in the ring with him, it's not too much you can do with him. So it kind of brought the match down for me a little bit, but I still get a match of 3.5. Then we had Alexa Bliss versus Eva Marie. Straight foolishness, man. It it was foolishness. Alexa Bliss won the match. I give it. I can't really rank this, man. I give it it was 0 stars for me. But I do like Alexa Bliss. Eva Marie, I'm kind of like tired of her. And we got. It's gonna be interesting to see where both of these women go from here. But I think they're gonna continue this Alexa Bliss thing a little while longer, from judging by what I saw on Raw. Okay. Then we went to a very good match against 2 big guys, 2 powerful guys, 2 bruisers, Damian Priest versus Sheamus. And I think Damian Priest has a lot of talent, man, a lot of skill, a lot of technical skills. He can bring a lot of complexity to the match. Sheamus, man, very tough guy. And he's proven that over years. And he's another one, man. Like I say, I haven't really watched wrestling in the last 20 years, but anytime sometime I would turn on wrestling, I saw Sheamus. I really tuned into this guy, man. Very tough guy. They brought a very good match. It was a 4-star match. I give it 4 stars. But Damian Priest, he pulled out the win for the U.S. title. Congratulations to him. Then next, man, we had the Mysterios versus the Usos. Ray and his son Dominic versus Jay and what the heck, man? Dang, it's Jimmy, man. I can't remember both Usos' names, man. But I gave that match 4 stars, man. It's a tough, hard-hitting match. Like I say, the Mysterios, man, they used a lot of the things that they're good at, and a lot of the moves and a lot of the trickery things that Ray actually had to use, man, over his long storied Hall of Fame career. And his son is pretty much trying to follow in his footsteps, man. But those Usos, they are tough, man. They fight like they fight in the streets, or fight like they, like my man Christopher Burton says, fighting like when they was in prison, man. I mean, in jail or whatever. And they are a tough out, man. They've been 7 times WWE World Champions, man, and they went ahead and they took this match. I give it 4 stars. Then we move on to Becky Belair. Coming out with Bianca Belair coming out, and Bianca Belair was supposed to match up against Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks did not show up. And I had heard about this, that they were saying she might not be there. Didn't know exactly what was going on, but I've heard plenty of rumors, and I've heard that it's a couple house shows in the past that she was supposed to be at. She didn't show up either. So I have no idea, about this or whatever. I don't know if she's unreliable or whatever, but she didn't show up. And they was already saying something about that was going to happen. And then, and she was supposed to wrestle Carmella, which I think she had wrestled Carmella the night before. That's not something I really wanted to see. But then Becky Lynch showed up. But I didn't think Becky was actually going to be in this match. But I did think she was going to actually challenge Bianca. Or she was, she did beat up Carmella a little bit throughout the ring. But she went ahead and challenged Bianca. Bianca accepted. And then, and it was over within seconds, man. I mean, very quick. Sucker punch, grabbed her, choke slam. That was it. I mean, they made Bianca look like, like a chump in there. Didn't look good at all, man. I give that 0 stars, man. That's just something you just don't do to a champion like Bianca Belair. But hey, I believe it's supposed to build up something to where it's a feud, man. But when it boils down to it, man, it's gonna be hard to come back from something like that. I mean, but people do like Bianca. And a lot of people are behind her. And from what I understand, Becky's supposed to be turning heel. And she asked to be turned heel. So we'll see what Bianca Belair do when she gets back against the man. Okay, we had Drew McIntyre. He defeated Jinder Mahal. Man, I don't know, man. It was an okay match. 2 big guys who've known each other for a long time, teamed with each other. Good friends, former good friends. It was a pretty good match, even though, like I said, I only gave it 3 stars, but it was a pretty good match. When it boils down to it, it was kind of entertaining. Wasn't the best match on the card, man, but hey, Drew, in my opinion, Drew is still showing that, hey, he needs bigger fish to fry, and they need to continue to put him on up there in the upper echelon as far as in with WWE. We know he's already had his run at Bobby Lashley. Those two have went at it plenty of times before, and I mean he's had his he's had his title runs and things like that. But a guy that big, a guy who really has that markability, that that star power, man. Hey, keep him going, man. Keep him going. So after that, man, we had Charlotte Flair, Nikki Ash, and Rhea Ripley in that triple falls match, or what what the heck I'm talking about? Triple threat match, and it was a pretty good match, man. Nikki, she actually showed well for herself, even though she was in there with pretty much two powerhouses. I can't really say Rhea and Charlotte is. I'm not saying that they're powerhouses by strength. They're powerhouses, man, because of the way they utilize everything they have, utilize their tools, and it comes out to where they look like power wrestlers, and their size, man, gives them extra strength as far as against their opponents. And man, and they used that in this match against Nikki Ash and against each other, man. But Charlotte, she came out on top. Hey, once again, WWE champion for the 84th time. Well, at least that's what it seems, but basically she's the 12-time champion. And congratulations to her, man. I'll go ahead and give that match a 5-star, man. No, I'm giving that 4 stars, man. Very good match. And maybe somebody else, man, if you think it was a 5-star, go ahead and put down for 5-star. Let us know. Hey, if you're on Facebook or YouTube, if you think that was a 5-star match, and if you're on YouTube, man, you're checking us out, give us a, hit that like, that share, subscribe, hit that notification bell, like my man Michael King says, ding, 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 man. Hey, we all enjoy to hear that. We all enjoy hearing that ring. But let's go ahead and jump to the next match, man. Edge against Seth Rollins. Very good match, man. And hey, man, I know Seth was pretty angry, man, because he should have been very angry, because the night before, man, Edge was talking, and Seth was out there laughing at him. Seth was in his white suit, man, on SmackDown, and Seth said, Edge, you can't go into that dark place and stuff like that. And he's laughing at him, and then Edge, man, had something drop out of the ceiling, man. I don't know what it was, some kind of dark chocolate, some kind of oily liquid or whatever. I'm sure it wasn't oil or whatever, because they got it out of the ring pretty quick. But it was some kind of black mass, man. Some kind of black mess that just dropped down and just, man, all over his suit, man, all over his face. And so if I was Seth, man, I would have been steaming, man. But hey, they come out there, man, very competitive match, man, very brutal. Guys exchanging everything that they exchanged, man, was fire. They didn't play with each other, man. So it was a very good match, which Edge came out on top. I was hoping that Seth came out on top because I think Seth is one of these guys who's on the rise. He's younger, and he's one of these guys, man, that they need to continue to rise in the ranks at this point in time in professional wrestling. So he should have got the win, man, but Edge got the win, and maybe they're going to continue this thing on a little while longer. I don't think they should. I don't think they should continue it too much longer, but maybe a few more weeks, whatever. Let the rivalry, let the feud go on, and hopefully Seth comes out on top of this thing, man. But hey, I have no problem if Edge comes out on top of it either. I like Edge a lot. Very intense, great wrestler, man, and it's great to see him doing everything that he's doing after coming off that serious neck injury, man, back injury to his spine. I give that match 5 stars, man. So then we go over to this Goldberg versus Lashley match, man. Man, what can I say, man? I don't know. It's Goldberg. This right here just shows that Goldberg, he doesn't belong in the ring no more. I don't never really think he could do too long of a match, even in his younger days. But now, man, this guy's very injury prone. Besides hurting other people in the ring too, but he's injury prone, man. And, I don't really think he got injured in this match. MVP hit him with his cane behind his knee, hurt his knee. So, we saw what happened there. The man went down a little bit, and then the man said he couldn't continue, man. Bobby just had this look like, what, man? What the heck are you talking about? But Bobby Lashley got brutal, man. He got brutal, and we know he's been brutal, man, since that Kofi Kingston thing, man. Right before then, when he said he don't want no more women or whatever, he said, no more of the garbage, man, no more of the BS. He told MVP, man, that it's time to be serious. And he just started brutalizing people, man. Went and grabbed that chair, man, and start banging away on Goldberg, man. Just tearing that knee up, and then Goldberg's son jumped in, man. jumped in to help his dad. And like I say, and Lashley, man, he just reacted. He turned the son around, man, and he put him in a full Nelson or whatever Bobby Lashley calls the move, but put him in a full Nelson, man, had him in there for a while. MVP came in there, man, he stopped there. What are you doing? What are you doing? And then he pleaded with the audience, man, said, Bobby did not know that was a Goldberg's son. He had no idea. Man, they got out of the ring. Hey, man, the match, like I say, Goldberg started off well at the beginning, man, but I could tell he was stressing. He was stressing at the beginning of the match when it boils down to it, to handle somebody as big as Lashley, Bobby Lashley. So I think it was just a little too much for him. If he wasn't gonna win fast, man, he wasn't gonna win the match, and he wasn't gonna last in the match. So, but hey, man, it was a disappointment. I give it a 2-star. I give it 2 stars. I just didn't care for it. But hey, man, it was what it was. It was what it was. But let's go back, man. Like I say, Becky Lynch was in on this thing earlier. She was in there, and then it had that Logan Paul guy. He was seen before this last match. This last match, like I say, showed that Vince McMahon, man, he brought out all the stops, man. He pulled out everything, man. He pulled out everything, man, to offset what happened the night before with CM Punk. We had Roman Reigns versus John Cena in this last match, man. John Cena, it showed very well after not being in the ring for, I think, almost a couple years now. He's been in Hollywood, but hey, this man has kept himself in shape, and he's still a very prominent wrestler, man. Put together a very good match. Roman Reigns, man, great match. These two, like I say, they meshed well together in the ring, like they hadn't missed a beat. I'm just gonna go ahead and give what I think about it. It was a 4. I give it a 4-star. It was a 4-star match, and then at the end of the match, man, we had Brock Lesnar return. In the show, man, as far as SummerSlam, man, that's all we saw. We saw him come out there, walk around the ring, and he got a good sized pop. I think most of the people was overwhelmed. Most of the people was shocked, and I think a lot of people liked what he was doing, especially the WWE mainstays, man, the people that really love WWE, because they wanted them to counter that thing with CM Punk. Because you got some people that's just that's brand loyal. I don't care what AEW does, man. They're gonna stick with WWE unless something very major happens to where they start pulling some other major stars away from WWE. They're gonna that's on the roster now. They're gonna stick with WWE. So Brock Lesnar came out, man, got a big pop. People was happy about that, man, and really hyped up about that. And then the show ended, went off air, man, and Brock Lesnar, he attacked John Cena, and he went on the suplex, took it for a suplex show, to suplex ride, put him on a roller coaster, man, and just that's something I didn't know about till the next day. I had my boy Michael King and Christopher. They both were talking about it, and I think Michael King posted it on Michael King or Chris, one of the two. They posted it on Straight Up Wrestling page, and then we have a page on Messenger that we speak with each other, and they was talking about it on that. So man, it's that's something that shocked me. But why attack this man? Brock Lesnar, you have nothing to prove by attacking John Cena. The man had just got finished with a good, long match against Roman Reigns, which was a tough match. Let it be, man. Let it be. Just come out there, show your presence. You don't have to start picking up John Cena and, hey, I got something to prove, because you have nothing to prove. But hey, I guess it added to some of the things, added to the event inside of the arena, and people liked it, man. But okay, then the next night, man, WWE continued on. We had NXT Takeover. And here's another thing, man, to where I'm looking at WWE, and I'm like, man, they continuing on with some of their shenanigans, some of the things that they do that really upset people. But in my eyes, which I'll talk about a little bit later when we get to Raw, WWE, man, they've always been like that. And, that's the way I see it. They've always been like that. But I'll talk about a reason why I'm thinking everybody is upset now about WWE in so many facets. So, but NXT TakeOver, man, we had Ridge Holland. He beat Trey Baxter. I gave that match a three stars. Then we had LA Knight versus Cameron Grimes, man. Congratulations to Cameron Grimes. He went in there, very confident of what Ted DiBiase was talking to him about, man. He went in there and he took care of LA Knight, who my man Christopher Burton says LA Knight is not good unless he has a ladder. He has some kind of match, some kind of stipulation with a ladder, some kind of specialty match. He's not really that good. I mean, he's limited. I do think the guy has talent, but Cameron Grimes, man, really overcame anything that LA Knight had to bring, man. Cameron Grimes, a very good talent, a very talented wrestler, man. He has a personality. Everybody likes him. He took this match, man, and he took it in convincing fashion. I give the match 5 stars, man. And like I say, congratulations to him. And he's the $1 million champion, even though we know after last night, man, on on NXT, on the show, man, he pretty much relinquished that back to Ted DiBiase. But then we had Raquel Gonzalez, man, versus Dakota Kai. Very good match, man. Dakota, I mean, she performed well, man. She performed well. Raquel did too. I mean, hard-hitting match back and forth, man. Dakota, man, she really showed her skills and did what she had to do, and she impressed, man, to where she said, I deserve this title. And I taught you everything, Raquel. I'm the one who built you back up. So I gave that match 5 star, man. It was a really good match. And then we had Kaylee Lee Ray, showed up, and Kaylee Lee Ray, man, she wants a part of that. And she's been the champion over in NXT, over in Europe, but that's not enough for her. But yeah, she showed up, and she put her hat in it. She put her name in the hat to where she wants a shot at this thing. Then we had the next match, man, which we've been waiting for. Great match. Walter versus Ilja Dragunov. And, a lot of people, man, like I say, that's actually watching NXT over in Europe, which I know our guest, Hill, he watches a lot of that. And my man, Christopher Burton, he watches a lot of that. Michael, he hasn't really gotten into that, but if hopefully he watched the pay-per-view. If not, I'm sure he's going to watch it a little bit later on, and he'll get to see, man, what this guy can do. And I know he have seen him over the last couple of weeks. Ilja get in there and perform. Walter haven't really been in the match, I think, in the past couple of weeks, maybe one. But these two actually got to pair. I don't think it's as good as their first match that they had against each other. But it was just as good as any other couple matches that they've had over in Europe, man. This was a very hard-hitting, rough match, man, for both guys, man. Neither guy gave an inch. They didn't care about what was going down. They didn't care about the bodies, man, how everything, the impact of it or whatever. They just wanted to show who was the toughest guy, man. So, hey, man, I give it 6 stars, man. I give it 6 stars. It goes over the 5-star thing. 6 stars is the ultimate for us. We was gonna have that system, but we decided not to, because not too many matches are 6 stars. But this is a 6-star match, man. That's the only way that I can, that's the only way I can give this thing what it deserves, man. That's the only way this match can get its due, is giving it 6 stars, man. Then the next match, man, we had Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole. Very good match, man. Very, 3 fall match, man. And both of these guys, man, put on a great show. Great wrestlers all around, man. Very complex match, man. Very technically sound. Hey, what else can you say about it, man? It was a 5-star match all the way around. Kyle O'Reilly was the winner. And hey, much props to him. And we got to see what happens to Adam Cole after this, man. Where is he going to go from this? Adam Cole's contract is up. But from what I'm understanding, he's staying with WWE. We're not sure. I think he should go over to AEW. But if he stays with WWE, I believe he'll be in this brand, man. If not, I believe he'll be knocked back down to it really quick. That's just the way I think about it. That's just my thought process. As great as he is, I don't think he's going to be on SmackDown or Raw. If he is, he won't be there too much longer. He won't be there too long. If not, he's going to get lost in the shuffle. Then we had now this right here, man. Just this next match, man, just shows the craziness that's going on in WWE, man. We had Karrion Kross versus Samoa Joe. Karrion Kross come out there, man, in some kind of red suit, red demolition type thing with a mask on, man. When have we seen Karrion Kross with a mask? He looked like demolition or whatever. Some people on YouTube and things been saying, man, he looked like he was going, he was going on a porn set or whatever, man. I don't know really about all that. I'm not gonna say anything about that. But man, he came out there, man, like he's some kind of gladiator, man, from the medieval days or something like that. But he looked like demolition, man. It was foolishness. And I'm just like, what are you trying to do? You trying to change this man's persona? Or whatever. No, wait a minute, man. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun. That was in Raw. That was on Raw the next night. But was it on Raw? Yeah, it was on Raw the next night. I'm sorry. But this thing against Karrion Kross, Samoa Joe finally came to a head. I'm sure we won't see this no more. If not, we'll see it down the line somewhere. If Samoa Joe ever moves up, which I never think he will, or if they ever drop Karrion Kross back down, or they meet somewhere else, man. If these guys end up in another promotion somewhere, end up matching again. But Karrion Kross already damaged goods, man. We saw what they've done to him up there on Raw, in the Raw brand, man. He's like 3-2, whatever. But I mean, having him lose against dang, man, with against Jeff Hardy, man, within 2 minutes. And then, like I say, he had him, and then he beat Keith Lee, and then he lost to Keith Lee. So, they damaged him already because, like I say, he left, just a month ago. We saw him, running around with his lady Scarlett, being, driving this, nice little sports car, man, being unbeatable. Having Samoa Joe running after him, Karrion Kross, wanting to get a hold of him. But Karrion, man, was, looked like this monster, looked like the next superstar in wrestling, one of the next superstars, man. I was really excited to see that, man. Loved him. He became one of my favorite wrestlers. Then they took him up to the Raw brand, man. Did what they done to him up there, man. It's embarrassing. But like I say, this match was a good match because you had two very good, tough competitors, and they put on a very good show, man. Can't take nothing away from that. Well, actually, I take that back. I'm looking at the score that I gave the previous match. But yeah, this match was a pretty good match, but it was too short, and they went ahead and they gave goodness sake, man, what did I do? I messed up somewhere, but I gave that match let me go ahead and give it a 3, man, because I wrote something down wrong. I don't know how I did it. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I jumped the page, guys. I got all this stuff on the next page. I'm looking at his score against score for the next night. Karrion Kross score for the next night. But the score against Samoa Joe, it was a good match. I'm sorry. I was thinking that I had wrote something down to where the match didn't look so good. I was thinking it was that I gave it a 2.5 stars, but I gave it a 4 star. So forgive me for that. And that was it for Takeover. Next, we move over to Raw, which man, just Raw was what I've always thought Raw was. What I've always thought WWE was to me. Now, I know a lot of people, man, you got a lot of people out there since I started watching wrestling again and we started doing this podcast and all that, have hated Raw. Hated Raw. Raw have went down, down, down over the years. I see the numbers have went down. But Monday night showed me a lot. Because I've been wondering for the past couple months why everybody's so down about Raw. Because I went into this thing as a fan and trying to enjoy the matches because they have put on some decent matches. But I looked at it and I saw some of the things that they do. They take characters that's being built up as stars, and they take those characters and they change things. They change things around on them in the middle and tick their audience off. They don't care. The storylines, man, you have a storyline that's going good. Then Vince, man, he'll come in, he'll sweep the rug off under it. He'll pull the rug off under the thing. So that's what I saw in Raw Monday night that I haven't been looking for. But I'm gonna be honest. My thing with WWE for a long time, ever since Vince took over the company from his father, because I used to like it back in the day when his father ran it. The last couple of years his father ran it when he first got on USA Today. On USA, I really enjoyed WWE. And over the years, man, like I said, I done popped back and forth. But man, I've always thought they was full of shenanigans, man. But now what they're doing, like I said, they're changing characters around and they're getting rid of wrestlers, man, that people like, and they're changing storylines in the middle of the storyline, man, and having wrestlers go through 2 and 3 different storylines during the year. And it's just make it out to be a bad product, man. And so I'm understanding a lot more. But let's go ahead and start off, man. You had Damian Priest. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley and Sheamus. It was actually Damian Priest come out there and he confronted Bobby Lashley because MVP and Bobby Lashley went out there and they was talking about the night. They was talking about what happened on SmackDown and talking about Goldberg's son getting in there. But MVP said his son got what he deserved, got what he was gonna get by getting in there and jumping on Bobby Lashley, because that's what Bobby Lashley does, man. And he's going to decimate whoever gets in there and try to take him on. So, man, he took care of that kid just like he'll take care of anybody else. And, man, he, talked about what he did to Goldberg and all that. But he said, Goldberg didn't want to continue. Goldberg, pretty much bowed out of the match, even though he hit him with a cane and supposedly hurt his knee or whatever. But he said Goldberg, bowed out of the match. So basically, both of them was calling Goldberg a coward. MVP was calling him a coward. Bobby Lashley was getting on there calling him a coward. Then so we had Damian Priest come out, man. Damian Priest come out there. Damian Priest should just be celebrating his U.S. title. Shouldn't even be involved in this thing, man. Take care of get involved with Bobby Lashley later. But hey, he come out there and he said you calling Goldberg a coward and a son and all that. Goldberg's not a coward after what you done to him, done to his knee and all that. You up here calling him a coward. He's no coward. So, man, those two ended up getting into it after Damian Priest told him, I'm not half your size, talking about Goldberg's son. Said, I'm not half your size, man. And, me and you, I'm not going to run from you or anything like that. So him and Bobby Lashley ended up getting into it. And, then Sheamus come out there, man. Sheamus come out there and helped out against Damian Priest, which Sheamus didn't actually have to come out there, man. I think the thing between Lashley and Priest was going well. Lashley was overwhelming Priest a little bit at first, with a lot of power shots. Some of the things he, like say, when he threw him into the turnbuckle, came over there and hit him with that elbow smash, man, up against his jaw, man, hit him, that body shot. Man, he had him dazed, man. I mean, so it was just like, Damian Priest, I think, was like shocked how strong this guy was and how how much impact that he has, man, when he hits opponents. Because Bobby Lashley right now, man, he's on another level. He's on another level. But Damian Priest, man, he didn't disappoint. Come up with those kicks, man, and using some of his own power. Like say, Sheamus came out there and decided to get involved in the match. And so we had Drew McIntyre. He come out there. He was involved in the match. So it made a tag team match. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley and Sheamus, which McIntyre and Priest won the match. Man, I give the match a 4-star match. It was a pretty good match. It was something that actually helped Raw not be the mess that it was, because it was a real mess, man. I'm not going to sit here and say it wasn't. Then we had Karrion Kross versus Ricochet. Now, this is the match actually that I started talking about this last time, because I saw Ricochet versus Karrion Kross. This is where Karrion Kross come out there, and he was in that doggone demolition suit. And man, they were making him look like a fool. Like they trying to, we are rebranding you. Like we haven't saw him before. Like we hadn't been seeing what's been going on the last few weeks with Karrion Kross since y'all moved him up to Raw. And then he went in there and he dominated Ricochet, man. Ricochet was a glorified jobber. He dominated Ricochet in this match, which was real dumb, man. I'm just like, wow. You trying to show us that Karrion Kross is this dominating guy that he was before? Why don't you just change his name or whatever, man? If you're gonna do that, you're gonna change his character and all that. I'm like, this is the foolishness that I was so used to with WWE, but it wasn't main characters. It wasn't characters that was already built up. It wasn't people that already had a storyline or people that's already been in the company. It was people that they brought in that was outside of the company that they would bring in, man, that that was some crazy character, man, that you laughed at or whatever. But now they're doing it to their regular talent that's been around for a while. So I understand where people are coming from, man. So I give that match a 2.5. It was dumb. I should go lower than that, but I'm gonna give it a 2.5. Then we had Xavier Woods, man, versus The Miz. The match was pretty good. The Miz showed how the kind of talent that he is. And Xavier Woods, man, Xavier Woods did a whole bunch of old school things, man. A lot of Ricky Steamboat type, Wahoo McDaniel type things, with his chops and everything. So, really looked good, man. I gave the match a 3.5. I gave the match 3.5 stars. But then you had, something had happened in the match where John Morrison, man, some with the water stick, with the push-up stick or whatever you want to call it, the drip thing, the drip stick or whatever you want to call it. And then I know and Miz, man, he gave him that look, and I knew he was gonna turn on him, because those are looks I remember back when I was a kid, back in the in the mid 70s, late 70s, 80s. I like that look that he actually gave John Morrison, because we used to. I remember that a lot, and people be like, no, man, they'd be begging this guy, man, don't do it, don't turn on him, and the guys be looking around, man, they act like they're gonna cry or whatever, and then they jump their partner. But that's the kind of look that Miz gave John Morrison. But then he looked like he was giving him a pass, man, and he turned around, man, wasn't gonna do it, and they were celebrating together and all that, and then, man, he jumped him, and so that's it for that, and we'll see those two hooking it up next week, man, the next Raw, those two will be hooking up. But I gave, like I said, I gave that Xavier Woods versus The Miz match 3.5. Then we're gonna move on to Mansoor versus Jinder Mahal. I'm just gonna give you the score on that. That was a 3-star match. Then we had Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, man, versus Nikki Ash and Rhea Ripley. Another little foolish thing, man. Just it was kind of entertaining though. It was, but like I'm like, why? Pretty much, get rid of the costume. Get rid of the costume. Nikki Ash don't need to look like some blue and yellow leprechaun anymore, or whatever you want to call her. Because, this almost superhero thing, it's done ran its course, the way I look at it. But, she's jumping in Rhea Ripley's arms and everything, man. Rhea just, first looking at all strange and like, I don't want to have anything to do with that. But then she's enjoying it, man. She's like, that's okay. She hugging and holding her like she's some little baby or something like that. But they went into the match, man. And they performed well. Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax, man, I thought was going to actually win this match. Those two put on a strong performance. But hey, Nikki and Rhea, they put on a stronger performance. So, they won the match, man. I give it to them. I give that match a 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars. Then we had Riddle and AJ Styles, man, who got into it at the beginning. Got into it at the beginning. And Riddle said, I'm going to beat you with the 3 biggest words in sports entertainment. RK Bro. He said 3 letters, man. The 3 letters. But it was actually 5 letters. And one of the commentators actually said, man, that's 5 letters or whatever. But come to this match, man. We had, before the match, man, okay. All right. Before the match, let me talk about, how we had, but earlier, when they was talking about that. And, because they had the celebration earlier. I think it actually was one of the things that started the show. I don't know. I can't remember if it was before the Bobby Lashley interview, Bobby Lashley MVP, but they was in the ring. Riddle come out, and he was out there with he was out there, man, with his he was out there with he was out there with Randy Orton, and man, they had balloons all on every turnbuckle, on each turnbuckle. So Randy couldn't do his little, do his signature pose or whatever. And he's sitting in there, man. Riddle come out there, Riddle celebrating, man, and so happy and everything. Man, then he bought, because he was talking about getting a scooter for Randy. He said, man, I want to get you a scooter and all that. Got him a scooter, man. The scooter had purple tassels, which looked like a girl, something that, you'll give to a girl or whatever, man, or some kid or whatever. And, Randy looking at this thing, man, like, what, man? Come on, man. Randy was just like, I'm trying to deal with this. I'm trying to be your friend, Riddle, but, man, you pretty much making it hard. I'm a grown man here. These things are just crazy. And, I'm like, man, I don't even know Randy, the way his demeanor is. I mean, probably by the time he hit 8 years old, man, he was over all this stuff. He was over this balloon type thing. He was over these scooters and everything like that, man. Looked like he probably was a tough kid, a tough act. So, and it followed him on over into his adult years. So I'm sure he didn't want to see this stuff, man. But hey, it went on, and we get down to this match because, like I say, AJ Styles said he was gonna take care of Riddle. He was gonna beat him like he has been beating him all this time, and so he pretty much challenged Riddle to a match. Riddle accepted, and Riddle said, I'm gonna beat you. So like I say, beat him with the 3 toughest words, the 3 most exciting words in sports entertainment. Come down to the match, Riddle and AJ Styles, man. Very good match. AJ Styles can make anybody look good, man. Very talented wrestler, man. And like I said, Riddle got a lot of talent, man. Very skillful wrestler who I think is going to continue to move up. And man, they need to continue to build up on him. I don't know if they should continue this RJ Bro thing, but they need to continue with that personality, man, because he's over with the fans, and he's always going to be over, man. As long as he's in the game, man, he's got that kind of personality. He has to look, man. I hope that's one thing they continue on. But that was a pretty good match. It was a 4-star match. Riddle got the win. Man, I like to say, and what's the name took that, and I hope his scooter's okay, because he took that scooter, man. He beat the living daylights out of Omos with that scooter. But overall, man, like I say, the matches wasn't bad, but overall, man, this show, like I say, a lot of chaos. It was just discombobulated, man. I'm only gonna give the show I'm giving it 2 stars for Raw as an overall show, but some of the matches was pretty decent, man. But like I say, that's just what I saw as an overall show, man. And I see why people like Chris always talk about, I wouldn't watch it if it wasn't for this show that we're doing, if we wasn't doing a podcast. And you have people, man, that just turn it off. And like I said, they go to YouTube or something like that, and they watch the highlights. Or they watch the highlights on Peacock or whatever. They don't even want to watch Raw, man. So, because some of the things that Raw is doing. But, I hope they go back to what pleased people, to tell you the truth. I mean, give people a better product, man, because the wrestling fans deserve something better than that. But hey, AEW, you know, they got CM Punk, man. Maybe they can capitalize on this thing if Raw don't get his act together, man. And some of the stuff, like say, is some of the stuff is carried on over to the SmackDown NXT brand. But it's pretty much basically a lot with the NXT brand. SmackDown is still SmackDown is the only thing that's really making sense to me right now. But not overall. I mean, they got a couple of little instances, couple of goof things that's going on too. So hey, we'll see what's going on. But let's move on to NXT, man. We had Ridge Holland defeated Timothy Thatcher. I'll give that match a 3 stars. Ridge Holland, like I say, man, Ridge Holland is a star. I don't know how long he's going to stay here or he's going to go back over to Europe and continue to do his thing, man. But Timothy Thatcher got in there and he tried hard, man. Put up some hard-hitting slaps, hard-hitting chops, man. You know, he really tried his best against Ridge Holland. And, man, you know, he worked on some of the weaknesses Ridge Holland has. Some of the injury, that previous injury that he had to try to take this match. But Ridge Holland was just a little too much for him, man. Then we had Caden Carter and Casey Canizario. They defeated Gigi Dolan and JC Jane. I give that 3 stars, man. Caden and Casey, they look good together. You know, very petite young ladies, man, but they look good as a tag team, and I can see them moving on up. And yeah, they should be in a tag team conversation for some titles somewhere. Then we had Kaylee Ray, man, versus this Valentina Feroz. I don't know if it's Feroz or Ferez, but I give that match a 3 star. 3 stars. You know, I've seen what some other people, some other outlets, some other shows where they put it down. You know, some gave it a D or whatever. I gave it 3 star. It was a C match, man. Kaylee Ray, pretty much, like say, with her size, I mean, she's not a powerhouse either. She's not a Nia Jax. She's not a Tamina. She's not one of these big ladies. She pretty much has the size of a real Ripley. But man, she has so much. She brings so much to the table. Very, very hard hitting. Utilizes everything well that she has in a repertoire. You know, much respect to her, man. And I give the match a 3 star. Make it a 3 star match. Samoa Joe came out there, man, and you know, he talked about what he done to Karrion Kross. Man, let that go. Karrion is not in NXT no more. You know, celebrate your win and say, you know, I defeated the man who seemed unstoppable. That's pretty much what he did. But he, you know, I think he stayed on it a little too long. But like I say, you know, I defeated Karrion Kross. We don't have to worry about him no more. Go on with it, because don't bring down Karrion Kross. Don't bring down his demeanor. Don't bring down his character no farther than what it is, man. Let Karrion Kross be what he is, and hopefully Karrion Kross, man, they let him get back on track and become the person that he should be in wrestling. The dominant personality, the dominant foe that he is in wrestling, man. Let him be that. You know, so Samoa Joe, you know, move on, because Samoa Joe, hey, he met his new challengers. He got new challengers, you know, that's going to be gunning for him. We got Pete Dunne came out there, and you know, Pete talking, but then, you know, we was interrupted by LA Knight. LA Knight want a piece of that gold. Then we had Kyle O'Reilly come out there, man, and you know, Kyle said, hey, it's his turn. Then we had Ridge Holland came out. Ridge Holland is not really saying he wants to compete for the title. Ridge Holland was coming out there to back up Peter Dunne. You know, they got into a little scuffle there, but hey, that's Samoa Joe's new challenges, man. I don't really see nobody really challenging him right now. I think Kyle O'Reilly will give him a good match. LA Knight really, I really can't say, but I know Pete Dunne to give him a good match. Pete Dunne is tough, strong, should give Samoa Joe a run for it. But we got to see what Samoa Joe goes with this, man. You know, is he gonna go in there and he's gonna be dominant, be a dominant champion, move on up, try to move on up to SmackDown, move on up to the Raw brand, get out of NXT, because it's nowhere else really he can go. He done built this name, man. He's, you know, unless he wants to stay there, man, be the 3, 4, 5 time champion. Or is he going to go back and, like say, and gonna sit at an executive desk, being an administrator, sit at an executive desk along with his man, William Regal. William Regal, do the thing that William is doing. Hey, can't blame him if he does that. But I mean, the way he came out, man, and he came out to Karrion Kross, might as well go ahead and wrestle for a while. Do his thing, man. You do his thing, because that's what people wanted. And every time somebody come out there, Joe is gonna kill you. Joe is gonna kill you. All right, man. Then we had the next one we had in this breakout tournament, man. Carmelo Hayes versus Odyssey Jones, which was a very good match. Carmelo Hayes, man, he used his skill, he used his athleticism to stay away from the big man. Odyssey, but Odyssey did get a hold of him a few times. Start putting a whooping on him, using his strength, using his size to overwhelm him. But man, Carmelo always got out of it, man, and got in there, got his hits, got a couple of got a signature move in, man. Coming off the top rope with the head on the neck, bam, smashing him to the mat. Did that a couple times, man. Hey, Carmelo got the win, man. I give that match a 4 star. 4 stars on the match. He got the win, and he got the contract, man, to face any champion that he wants in WWE NXT. And so we got to see who he's gonna face. But when it boils down to it, we see what's up, man. I thought, like I said, they just gonna pull him out of the breakthrough tournament. Maybe a couple guys, but pretty much all these, probably about 7 to 8 of these guys, man, is still in NXT. And they've got contracts, man. And I'm sure Odyssey Jones have a contract too, probably. But I know Duke Hudson is still in there. You have Joe Gacy, he's still in there. A few other ones, they're still in there. But hopefully we don't see the Hero. I think his name Jiro, whatever, that Asian guy in there, man, wearing a vest again. I don't want to see him no more. Hopefully he's not in there no more. But like I say, man, hey, you on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit that like, share, subscribe, and that notification bell, ding, 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 like my man Michael King always say. Hey, that's the way we wanted to see it get done. And if you're on Facebook, man, like, share, leave those comments, man. Leave comments on YouTube. But I'm trying to get through this thing. We only got a couple more matches. Get through this thing by myself tonight, because got my 2 partners, man. They on sabbatical. They're doing work on the outside, and can't wait to see them again. And the next time I'll probably see Michael King again, and probably Chris we're gonna do another one of those specialty shows that we've been doing. Like we done 10 Strongest Wrestlers, and then we did the show on the commentators, the managers, and the valets, which has gotten very good responses, man. People have shown up on YouTube and Facebook, and I see that y'all like those, and we definitely gonna get into more of those. I think I kind of enjoy this a lot more than I do as far as these shows that we're doing, pretty much. But today, like I say, man, we're caught up in a whole bunch, and we're trying to catch up, and I'm sitting here doing the show myself. But let me go ahead and finish off, man. The next match, man, we had Boa versus Zion Quinn. Boa, he's from the Tyne Shy conglomerate, that the Asian faction. He's from that, and man, they pretty much that woman over there, man, what is her name? Mylene, man, she's running this thing, and she don't want no disobedience. She ain't playing around, man. She's like, she want 100% disobedience. I mean, just 100% obedience, man. And she wants the wins, and man, she wants destruction. And like I said, he went in there, man, and Boa, man, he got a little distracted. Ended up losing this match against Zion Quinn, and the match was a quick match. I give it a 2-star match, man, but he ended up losing because Mylene got involved in this match, man. And Boa was looking back at her, and Zion actually took advantage of that. And Zion got the win. But as he getting out of the ring, man, Mylene confronted him, and he got scared, man. He ran back through the other rope, man, and went out the other side. So, I can't blame him on that. I would have been afraid too. But then we had Hit Row versus Legado del Fantasma. This is Hill's faction. Hill loves Hit Row. I thought that was a pretty good match. It was a pretty good match. Legado del Fantasma, I think they work well together. Hit Row works well together too, but Legado del Fantasma, they had a plan. They had a plan, and to pretty much neutralize the big man, and pretty much was taking on the other two guys, Swerve Scott and I can't remember the other guy's name right now, but it was pretty much was against those two. And then but when Top Dollar came in there, man, Top Dollar did his thing, man. Looked really good, man. Top Dollar was cleaning house, man. Cleaning house. Only one that can handle him out of Legado del Fantasma, man. Santos Escobar done really well against him. But overall, man, the big man, was taking care of business in there, man. He took care of Santos Escobar. But man, hey, I give that match a 3.5. And tell you the truth, I can't even remember. I think Legado del Fantasma actually got the win. I didn't actually put down who won this match, man, but I'm pretty sure they got the win. I gave the match a 3.5. I gave NXT a 3 stars, man. But don't let the 3 stars fool you. I just think it was a good show. It was just a solid show. Wasn't nothing bad about it or whatever. I was pleased with it. I was pleased with the whole thing overall. But we got to see where NXT goes from here. It's very interesting because we see that we know that Vince has done a few things a little different, and he's looking at this NXT a little different. And man, he doesn't want certain product. He doesn't want certain aspects that was in NXT before. He doesn't want that. So pretty much he's kind of cleaning NXT and changing the show. So we got to see what's going to happen, man, going forward. But on that note, man, I'm going to end it. I'm going to end it. But before that, man, it's somebody we haven't talked about, a wrestler that passed away back at the beginning of this month, August the 3rd. His real name is Jody Hamilton, but I know him as the assassin, as the masked assassin. Some of you other ones, especially you older wrestling fans, will know him. The assassin, very tough guy. He was managed by Paul Jones. He's the Missouri Mauler is his brother, and but over the years, man, especially during the 80s and the early 90s, man, up into the mid 90s, very tough wrestler, man. Just with whether it was him and Masked Superstar 2 or whatever, and sometimes Masked Superstar 3, man, he was very dominant, rather in singles or tag teams. Very good wrestler. He passed away on August the 3rd at 82 years old, man. So all condolences to him, condolences to his family, man. And like I said, all prayers to his family, man. And thankfully he lived a long life and a lot of great memories in the ring. Even though, like I say, I couldn't stand him, man, because he was a very tough guy to handle, and I saw him beat up a lot of my fan favorites. So, but overall, man, like I say, he left some great memories. And that's it for the Straight Up Wrestling Show. Went over a lot, man. I know I had a lot to talk about. Went over a lot, and I appreciate you checking in on this. And hey, stick with us, man. And to the next show. I'm Harry Bernard Taylor for my man Christopher Burton and my man Michael King, the Asian sensation. And like he always say, man, peace be the journey.